Hey, what's up guys, I'm Praetorian. Welcome back to Stellaris First Contact. So in today's episode, we're going to be continuing this war here. Not much left to do besides raiding, of course. Already constructed stuff all up on our planets. And we'll continue to take these systems over as well. Okay, so we can see kind of the edge of their empire here now. So basically, let's take a look at how large these are. 5.1 thousand there. 5.1 thousand here. Okay, so not too bad. So with these taken over, it looks like that's it. Because yeah, this is a different empire who's actually all up here. That's interesting. So apparently XCOM has not been destroyed. So we'll have to take a look at that event here in a minute. But that's these guys, these robots. The Scythian replicators. So they have a kind of weird snaky empire here. Alright, so this is the task force activities on Dotari. So reconnaissance footage taken by our observation post above Dotari has confirmed the construction of several new military bases and radar facilities on the planet's surface, all under the control of the supranational anti-alien task force recently founded by the Bessidons. We are seeing an unprecedented level of cooperation between their nation states, and our abduction flights are now being routinely intercepted by atmospheres fighters belonging to this force. Despite our technological edge, their sheer numbers have enabled them to bring down several of our abduction shuttles. So this will impair our aggressive observation activities. But we'll keep them going. We don't care. But yeah, they're fighting back, guys. And the session is now happening, so let's just take a look, see what went in. It was the Comfort the Fallen. Again, this is going to hurt us with the divine weight from tech. I suppose we're going to keep opposing it, but it'll likely pass. We just don't have the power to get our will done here. So which one is this? The enemy of my enemy. One will probably want, despite the ship upkeep probably hitting us kind of hard. Yeah, it's going to be a problem. But yeah, we're going to support that one. I'll put it up to the top. Though I almost don't want to support anything because I want this up at the top, but it's already up there anyway, so might as well have that over this one.
Beginning attack run on enemy station.
Alright, so we'll do these two battles here. And we're forced to cloak over here. Okay. Seems irrelevant. What happened here? Why did we not take that? We just swing through here and didn't take that system over? Okay. They must have attacked us briefly. We were going through there. Maybe not. Alright, so I guess they can sweep through there and grab that next on our way back. Can't go through here, so we can't take those two locations. And it doesn't look like we've lost any ships in these battles here. Admiral gained a new trait, the Trickster. Okay, it's probably not the best trait for our setup here, but it is what it is. So yeah, we'll have him go grab that system real quick just to have it. So we can say we took all their systems over. Except for these two, of course, that we can't get to. And then, I guess we'll have them go back home and update themselves. Alright, so they finished up over here. That means there's nothing else left to analyze. So let's go ahead and have them go back to Orc Prime and assist research. And then we got that city district housing. Obviously not like a super necessary one for us to get, but we just don't have very many options open. It's interesting how it does feel like there's so many other techs to get, but all these they're not really exciting. Maybe we haven't gotten to a certain threshold or something to start seeing those other techs unlock. But yeah, I got stuff building across all of our planets here, guys. Because we got to put all those new workers to work. But basically, we really do need to... We're going to have to free somebody up, guys. Because while they can work the specialist jobs, there's so many jobs they can't work. We've got like these numbers sometimes are very deceptive, where it says, oh, you got 6-7 jobs there, because a lot of them are like enforcer jobs that they can't do. And I had worried that if we had made one of our species battle thralls, that there wouldn't be enough jobs for them. If we moved around the planets, there might be, though, because there's so many of those enforcer jobs sitting around that nobody's doing. Okay, so we could finish out the relay network. I almost want to build up the alloy production a little bit. Yeah, you know what, guys? Let's just have them go back to Orc Prime for a little bit. Because there's all kinds of stuff we could do with those alloys. Like build this into a citadel, unlock that last slot. Also opens up new stuff that you can... There's like a new defensive platform. I don't think we have that yet. Might need a tech for that. We got that encryption. There's shielding. We don't use a lot of shields, but you know, still better than the other choices that we have here. So we'll go ahead and get that. And once they take that, we'll have them go back home and update their ship designs. I don't think there's anything that we've gotten to add to the ships. I could double check that before I hit the button. Alright, so we got that taken over. Excellent. So let me just double check the ship designs, make sure there's not anything that we might need to add into this. I don't think so. Yeah, we never got the new torpedoes there. This is for the frigate. Yeah, I haven't got the new missiles. I don't think there's anything, guys. Of course, we're not needing that reactor just yet. So not until we get those shields. Now we could wait to update ships until we got the shields, I suppose. Since we're done with the war. So yeah, I suppose we could just wait. And I guess we need to move these guys, don't we? But it does take so long to update as well. Where would they go for the update? Let me just take a look, see how far they're going to go. Alright, so they're going to go back to Orc Prime. Well, that's fine. We'll have them go over there. So they'll get updated. And now let's take a look at the situation here. Since this is all we got going now at this point. Yeah, they're down to 2 pops, so we need to move to the next location. Basically, as soon as we stop getting notifications, we know we've taken everything there is to take. So we're going to get this one, then we'll move over here. And we got that habitability. Excellent. So next, could do this one here. Or could do the defense platform hull points. Not really using too many defense platforms right now, so we'll just do this one. And we can't get another tradition. Okay, so we're only one away now from getting the last one, and thus we'll have the ability to go ahead and start modifying our species. And also we are stacked up on food. And we're about to be stacked up on minerals as well, so might as well sell those. So yeah, we'll sell a good chunk of our food here. Just get rid of a lot of this stuff. And then could buy a bit more in the alloys with that money. And that should allow us to now upgrade the Citadel. So we'll get that updated. Yeah, you see, we don't really have defense platforms in most locations. I suppose the next one we want to build up, I guess building this one up would make sense, since that's where we get attacked. And we're not really expanding that way. So yeah, I think that's what we'll do. Let's get these guys moving to the next location. Yeah, they're saying we need a science ship to go over here. Usually at war you don't need to do any of that, but apparently this time we will. If we want to be able to keep raiding while the war's going. So let's get the science ship going over there. This one here. To explore the system. And that's not something you typically see. Yeah, we cannot move there. Okay, well, it is what it is. Let's go ahead and go over here for now, just in case they send ships over here. That'd be the routes they would go, and that could let them get to the rest of the stuff we took from them. So yeah, let's upgrade this one here. So we'll get that updated. Suppose you could update this one. Not really necessary because these guys are pretty weak. I think everybody's probably pathetic compared to us. We can kind of dip around and see how everybody's fleet looks. Yeah, pathetic. How about over here? We hear about these guys all the time. Inferior. Yeah, like nobody's at all comparable. Here's somebody who's comparable to us. Look at that, equivalent. So there are fleets out there that would be more challenging. We just don't neighbor any of them.
Blocker cleared.
And I suppose this is not the easiest way to look at this. It'd be better to probably look in the contacts, but we're already committed to this, so yeah, it doesn't look like anybody's really, not really. There's a couple of these guys, those other guys you saw, for the most part. And those are probably like more military focused empires, and that's And that's the reason why we haven't really had that challenge, is because nobody around us has really been focusing on their fleets. They're focusing on other things. And like with any, that's the case with like any strategy game, particularly Paradox games, but really any strategy game. You'll see that. Let's get the mining station output. We're focusing on the military and technology as well, particularly technology, but that kind of goes hand in hand since you need the tech for the military. That's just so powerful. Because, where's that science ship? They're right here. But because if you focus on the military, then that gets you everything else. Because you conquer stuff with that military. And so that improves your economy. It gets you more pops. It gets you more, systems. And so that just kind of further propels you forward. Your economy grows. You get research faster. Of course, they do have this limiting factor with the empire size, but yeah, it's just you focus on the military and then everything else just kind of comes into place. That's the case with most strategy games. There's not really much of a trade-off for focusing on the military. It's something I think that I don't really represent in these games. Alright, so I suppose we can start building this fleet up. Probably not going to be able to get them up to full size. No, I don't think so. But we can go and add something onto there. Probably cruisers. And yeah, just kind of slowly get these guys built up since we still have a little bit of room here to add to them. So I guess you could add something to these fleets. Increase their size a little bit. We've got 6 battleships. So yeah, I might want to do... Could do another battleship, could do some more cruisers. I don't really want to get any more smaller ships. I know they're supposed to be like better now in this version of the game. You still lose a lot of them though. So we got this tech already. That was super quick. So that's the food from farmers. Let's go ahead and get to the gene modification point. All right, that's incredibly helpful because we haven't got all those traditions yet, so we haven't really started making those adjustments. We're going to be able to do all kinds of crazy stuff. In fact, we probably will have far more points than we can make use of. We'll probably be able to get like 4 good traits for each species and no negatives. In mod I use, oh, what happened on the science ship? Did they just get over there and clear it up and then had to take off? Can we go over there now? We can go over there now. We can actually see the name of it. But yeah, then they took off. We missed them for a year. But yeah, one of the mods I use is one I created actually. Oh no, one of our scientists died. Which one? Probably her. We can't see her, but remember she had that trait that decreased her lifespan, so she probably died. We'll see when she comes back. Obviously it wasn't a scientist, or we'd be getting a notification about that. But yeah, the mod that I made changes that up so you can have more traits. Because I like being able to have more. I don't like that I have to remove all the negative ones to be able to fully utilize my points. Because you want to have some negatives. I feel like it adds flavor to the different species. So yeah, I like that I can keep like maybe 1 negative trait and the rest be positive. Just 1 negative thing kind of represents what I think of when I'm trying to turn that species into. Let's look at the engineering research. Knock that out. Oh, well maybe it was a scientist, one of these scientists that died, clearly, because we're missing somebody. So we actually have a couple available just sitting here, and we'll do the custom AI system one. Put in place there. So we didn't hire a new one. But yeah, apparently it wasn't her. Thought it was. And so now we're battling over here with our fleet of 50,000 strength. And let's move probably down to this one next, get this taken. They have planets to raid, but this is not a good place to raid. This would be the best place to raid, I think. But then you got to take both of these before you do that. Make sure we didn't lose anything here. We did not. And again, we're sitting at the mineral cap. We're just earning minerals too rapidly at this point. Our economy is too good. I guess I could sell more each time or whatever, but yeah, our economy's doing great now. Everything but the alloys. Alloys always an issue. There's really not a lot you can do. Actually, I wanted to address this because I've had a couple comments now. The first comment, I just replied to that one person that was a while back earlier on, in the campaign. But then I had another person comment about it, so I figured I'd bring it up just in case some people don't know about this. This was a change made, I don't know when, but it wasn't always the case in Stellaris. You used to be able to just build a bunch of alloy foundries. You could just build, like, you could fill this whole thing up with alloy foundries and have an alloy foundry planet. Of course, you can then upgrade them and make them even better. But you can no longer do that. You can only have one of these as well as one of the civilian industries. You only have one of those lines on each planet. And I think that's the reason why they did it, is because it was so easy to get tons of alloys. You had like one planet focused on it and build a bunch of them and then give them the right designation here. And then alloys aren't a problem. You do that with a couple planets, and now you can produce as many alloys as you possibly need. So now they wanted to create this bottleneck here, and it is a bottleneck. All the way in the late game, I'm sitting here waiting on alloys. That's the only resource I had problems with. And because so much stuff costs alloys. Like the mega structures, they require tons of alloys, like 15, 20,000 alloys or whatever. So you're always short on the alloys. It's the only thing you're short on. Given, obviously, Unity, there's lots of stuff to spend on that, and Influence can be short sometimes too. But typically by the late game, both of those are no longer issues. It's just the alloys. It's the only one I'll have problems with. But yeah, we can upgrade these, of course, but it's kind of the limit of it. You can't build a bunch of them like you used to be able to. So yeah, some people didn't know that had changed. They're like, why aren't you just building a bunch of those? Because you can't. You can't do so. All right, so it looks like that's it for down here. So let's go and move up. And it looks like we'll need the scientists again. I sent them off back home, and we still need that scientist. Luckily, they moved so quickly. You can see that they're already pretty close to home, wherever they're at. Oh, yeah, that's right. They disappeared. So I didn't send them home. They're gone until 2334. So we're kind of just stuck here. Nowhere really to raid, nothing to do. We do almost have the influence. We can make one more claim, but we can't make the last one yet. We're short, only 3. So we're almost there. So this war is pretty much over anyways. And then we just need to take that planet. And our chiefess Volateria died at the age of 107. So now we need to elect a new one from amongst our current leaders. So this is a general leading the first Star Knights, which I think that's these guys here. I completely forgot that we were doing that. So we still need to deal with the Sentinels. We'll handle that here after this election, I guess. Yeah, I'd forgotten about the Sentinels. I was focusing on the conflict. So he's one option. We had just hired him, so he's only level 1. But he'd do the Corvette focus and the Frontier Spirit and the National Purity Agenda. Alright, well, Influence is always helpful. Another level 1. Currently working on that spy network. So Reformer, so that's more Unity. We do want Unity. And the research speed is fantastic. I'm kind of thinking that's who we're going to go with. Though this is an 83-year-old character, so not going to live all that long. But all these characters are old except for this one. So if you're wanting... this is the second youngest character here. I think that's who we're going to go for, though, guys. Second youngest character. Got the Unity and the research bonuses. And just better than what we're getting over here. So yeah, we're going to elect her. Gumi. Now, of course, this does cost points. You don't have to elect anybody. You can just let it elect itself, but then, if you don't interfere, you're not getting a choice. It's just completely random. So we'll go ahead and do that. And so, yeah, we've elected a new chiefess, Gumi. As that'll increase the research speed. I don't know what our last chiefess was getting us, though, so... Looks like we don't need the scientist. We can just move to this next location. So we still have to win here. And then we'll move to that location. They do have a fleet. 1.7 thousand strength, not much. I suppose it doesn't even matter. We don't have to go to the next location because we're done with this war, basically. We're just waiting on 4 Unity. Did we get it? Did the month tick over? It did. Okay, so let's make that claim, and then we're done as soon as we land on this planet. So we're just waiting on... I guess there's 2 planets that need to be landed on. So let's go ahead and go to this location. This is not a planet. This is a habitat. So they won't have much of an army, just 112. So let's go and land here. Get that taken. Shouldn't take very long.
Initiating ground assault.
And the vote will be finished soon too. And we did finish that battle. Oh, so those are raiders that we were destroying. Okay. Yeah, I think we're just sit here. I don't think we're gonna go any further, guys. This war's just about done with. And we open up, you know, the opportunity for them to get behind us and stuff. So yeah, we'll just stay there for now. It's fine. All we need to do is finish up here. So with this battle, get a nice easy battle there. And then land on this planet next.
Construction complete.
So get our army strength back up. Let's see where they're at. They're at 336. Wait a minute.
Scientific breakthrough achieved.
We might not be able to win this one without help from the fleet. Yeah, potentially could have some issues winning this battle here. We did get the hyper shields, so we need to update our ships again. We knew that was going to be the case. This is the one currently looking like it's going to be passed. I don't know that we're ever going to have a Galactic Council, guys. Yeah, it's just not getting done. So let's go after code breaking, I guess. And then I can try landing with what we have. Technically, we still are stronger. And then we don't have to wait for the fleet to come over here. Yeah, I think we're just gonna land. Let's just get them up to full strength, and then we'll attempt the attack and see what happens there. And they attacking us over here? Yeah, they're just attacking us with some Corvettes. So let's come on over here, and I believe we're at full strength. So let's go ahead and land. Oh, that's not the planet. My bad, guys. Trying to land on this one. We're gonna send them into this molten world. You'll be alright. So we've landed. Orc Prime has been updated, so let's swing on over there. So there's one thing left to get here. Of course, we increased our strength as well, and the number of defense platforms we can have here. You know, really, there's no point on actually getting something here because there's certain buildings we don't have access to that we're going to need to have in this one, because this is our shipyard. To be able to build the larger ships, you can't just build those like the Titans and stuff. You have to have a special building in order to construct those. And so we actually need 2 slots opened, I believe. I think there's 2 special buildings, the Titan one and the Colossus one. And so we'll need to get rid of one of these. Probably just get rid of that one. So yeah, no point on building here, but we did get it updated, something we're going to have to do regardless. So yeah, I don't think we'll need them there, but yeah, I'm not going to update them again since we have to add the, that's just for the battleships upgraded themselves. Yeah, we got to put the new shields on there. But what we can take a look at, I guess we can do it this way, is upgrading this. Looks like we're just short here. What about that habitat one? Yeah, we don't have that. I'm not sure what tech unlocks it. Maybe it's habitats. I don't know. I don't think so. And the task force was disbanded. The supranational task force that the Bestodon nation states founded to thwart our operations on Dutari have been disbanded. Though they somehow managed to achieve a few key victories against our shuttles and abduction teams, several of the organization's founding members decided to cut off funding and withdraw from the project. Intelligence puts this unexpected turn of events down to infighting and diplomatic posturing between the Bestodon nation states. A welcome, if unexpected, development. So the awareness will be even further decreased there, so they don't have much awareness at all at this point. Yeah, it's down to 2. So they're completely ignorant of our existence. They've just given up on that in order to focus on other matters. So this will be a more difficult battle here. Oh, wait a minute. This is in relation to what we probably just saw there. So it was an XCOM, now it's something else. A new world order. Preaching a radical doctrine of planetary unification, a charismatic leader has appeared on Dutari. Now only a small and relatively ill-equipped band of rebels stands opposed to majoritarian rule. So we can sit and watch and learn and get those insights. We can aid the leader or aid the rebels. Do we want planetary unification here? Not sure how that would be beneficial or a negative. But aiding the rebels would be more expensive. As you guys see, this is pretty expensive. Now, we don't have the energy. That put us in the negative. We've got the minerals, plenty of minerals. Yeah, we got both the Unity and the alloys too. Of course, it's going to all slow us down. But do you still get the insights if you're not doing the watch and learn? And we can always change this, of course. Yeah, we do want the insights, because they'll get you some like special techs. I just want to just sit and watch and learn and get those insights. Yeah, you know what? Let's just do that. I mean, of course, we can change this. But yeah, I don't really know if we care who wins this, honestly. So let's just watch. It's good entertainment. We'll film it. Orcs would love to watch that. And what happened to this guy? Oh, that's her. Okay. We finally got her back. She didn't die. So she fled way over there. She's terrified. She was like way over here and she fled down there. We won that battle, that's right. So we need to finish this war. Did we not take everything? Because they should have just gave up. Oh, we're still doing the battle. My bad, guys. Are we going to win it? Looks like it. Just barely. Yeah, we just barely won it. I don't really care. We lost his units. I was kind of just sacrificing them. We got better units now. Okay, so now let's go ahead and take all these troops and move them just outside of Bouncy Ice for right now. We'll put them right there. Well, eventually, we'll land there. And hopefully we'll be able to win with what we have here, with these units. We'll see. And that'll be enough to defeat the Sentinels. So move them over there, but peace can now be achieved. Let's achieve our war goals. Let me just double check, make sure I got everything I wanted here before we end this. Yeah, we're good to go. How much would adding one system over here be? You could add the one, but then we'd have to rebuild the fortification over there. Don't have to add the fortification there, I suppose. Yeah, so could just take one more system and just keep this fortification here for now. Yeah, sure, why not? It's not like these guys are ever going to be powerful enough to defeat us, right? So yeah, we'll go ahead and take that one as well. And then we'll achieve our war goals here. And so we'll see if they accept that. I mean, they have no choice. So of course they'll accept it. The best possible outcome. And so the United Orc Tribes have gotten larger. Although we call ourselves the United Orc Tribes because we're the rulers, but there's not that many orcs comparatively in our, across all our space. I mean, you got 190 orcs, but look at how many other species you have here. A lot. Quite a bit. With the most populous being the Haspelovs. Rotheks would be second, Goblins are third. Okay, so that means we gotta manage all this new territory here that we got. There's a lot of planets that we took. So those need to be taken care of. I don't know what the strength level of this automated dreadnought is. I'm gonna have to look it up, whether our fleet is powerful enough. I would think so. Yeah, with 100,000 fleet power, I think that would be strong enough. You'd have to send both of them, and you're going to take losses as well. And that should be expected. So we don't want to use the alloys for increasing their numbers here, because we have to adjust our ship designs. But yeah, we need to manage all these new planets we just got. So let's go and take a look at those. See if any of these... I don't think any of these would have been added to our current sectors, because there's no sectors near that. So yeah, this is all the territory here. So basically from here on down. And they do still exist. I thought they didn't have any planets. Nope, they did. They did have one planet left over here. So that's their only planet. So basically their capital and their only planet is cut off from the rest of their empire here, since you got these guys. Basically they're incredibly weak. They have the same technology, of course, but yeah, they're very weak now. So this will be an easy conquest later. In fact, so easy, maybe we wouldn't even do it. Maybe you would just like subjugate them. Alright guys, so it took me like 10 minutes to do all this, but I went ahead and downgraded a lot of these space stations because we had a bunch of them. As you can see, we're 21 over 19. I think I deleted like 4 of them or 5 of them or something like that. So I got rid of a bunch of those space stations. We don't need all those over here. So we just have we got this one here for now. It's pretty close to that one. We'll probably change that up. And then we got this one here, which has the 2 colonies there. I would need to change up like what's on them as well, because yeah, we don't really need a shipyard over here. But yeah, we're gonna have to wait to do all that. Yeah, 'cause it's not really a priority. But yeah, I went ahead and managed that. Also the buildings and all the new planets. So we need new names for them. Rothak, we'll keep that one, since obviously that's the name of the species, though we are planning on renaming them, so we might rename the planet as well once we do rename those. But yeah, this is their capital planet here, or former capital planet. Got a bunch of stuff building. Basically, it's a tech world. And we're replacing some stuff here, some of the buildings. As we look through these, you'll see how terrible the AI is at designing their planets. This one's fine, but some of the other ones are really bad. You also notice that there's robot assembly plants on all their planets. I have replaced some of those because we're not going to have the ability to really do much with the robots because we're not focusing on that. We don't have that one tech, and we're not really having a robot focused playthrough. But I want to say we allow robots, right? Let me just double check on that. I don't think we outlawed them or anything, because if we outlaw the robots, yeah, they're allowed. So they won't be destroyed. We'll keep the ones that are there, and they'll still assemble as long as I didn't delete them. Some of the planets I did delete them because we needed other things there. But I think like a couple of planets I kept the robot assembly yards. I don't think this one had one. But yeah, on the planets that had them, there's several of them I left. But basically, we do need names for these two stations. We have two of them, the orbital habitats. So this is the Foundry station, and it's already built that way. I can't really change that. You can see that they have different districts, and you can't build very many of them. We can get a total of 4, but I think we have an industrial district set up, since that's what this is, a Foundry station. Now, you don't need the habitation districts to unlock more building slots. All the building slots start out unlocked, and it just adds more housing. So that adds housing. These are much simpler over all the districts. This adds a little bit of housing, but mainly the technician jobs, the militarist jobs. That means the industrial districts do not grant the consumer goods. You have the trade districts, which are the clerk jobs, normally granted by the city districts. And then the leisure district grants the duelist jobs. So yeah, this one's a Foundry station, so we got to focus on that. And I've changed up a lot of the buildings here, guys, because yeah, I just didn't really like the way they had this designed out. Like, I don't see the point on having a robot assembly yard on an orbital habitat. So you're growing at twice the rate on a place that really can't support very high population. So I'm not entirely sure why you do that, unless you just had a really robot-focused playthrough, so you needed those robots to do a lot of jobs for you. So yeah, we need a name for that station. And then this station here, we're going to turn this one into a trade station. Basically, it's going to have the trade districts. Could have done something else here, but that's what we're going to do. We'll have a trade station. Why not? So we've only got the 4 slots available at this location here. While on this one we got that 5th slot. I'm not entirely sure what changed that. Yeah, they're both the same size here. I'm not sure. Maybe just because it was already opened. But normally if you don't have it open, it becomes like a ruined. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure. But we have an extra building on this one that we don't have on the other one. And then we have these other planets that we need names for, guys. So this one here is currently a Forge world. We're probably going to keep it that way. So I got the Ministry of Production going there. Also, need to clear this out, dense jungle here, to open up one more of these slots. But yeah, this is what they currently have. No special features. Tropical Forge world that has a lot of chemical plants. So I've removed some of these. We've got another planet that we're going to be focusing on that type of stuff. So yeah, need a name for that one. Then we have this one over here. This one's a refinery world. I made it a refinery world. Well, it didn't start out that way. I changed it so that it'll focus on increasing the output for the gas and the chemist and all the little goodies here, because I already had all that stuff on here. And so I added another chemical plants in there because they weren't producing that. Also an alien zoo. But yeah, this is our refinery world, so they're producing all those raw, rare resources, whatever you want to call them. Strategic resources, I think is what the game calls it. And then this planet here, another Forge world that I think I'm going to turn into a generator district, because we're going to start having problems with energy soon. So we're going to change this over to energy district because they got a lot of Forge worlds. And so yeah, we'll do that. And so we got this changing up a little bit, as you can see here. Also getting rid of some of those blockers. So need a name for that one. Again, no rare resources on these planets here. And then this one here, this is a factory world. And so yeah, let me see here. Yeah, see, they just had the artisans. They're supposed to have both. That's interesting. They're supposed to have both, and if you read here, it says we'll shift one job from alloy to consumer goods production if possible. Maybe it's just it hasn't been possible in some other ones, and that's why I've seen them having both jobs. That's interesting. Okay, so yeah, that's something to keep in mind. It was a little bit different than I thought it was. I thought it just kind of shifted it towards it. I didn't know it completely changed it, but yeah, you can see here it's just artisans on this planet. So I have to keep that in mind then, and I can kind of change these up based on what we need the most, which is almost always going to be alloys. So yeah, we'll probably switch a lot of planets over to the alloy production. I didn't know it would change all the jobs. So yeah, we'll want to do that. Again, we already have some alloy. We have some of the ones that focus on the alloys, but yeah, this is another planet that needs a name. This one does have the extraction wells, which they don't actually have anything taking advantage of that. But that's the only rare feature here, is that fuming bog. It's a tundra world. So yeah, this is the current situation here, guys. We need names for all these. A lot of planets need to be named. And again, I got all this stuff managed on there. It took a long time, so this might be a little shorter episode since I'm cutting all that out. But yeah, it took a while to get that done. So a lot of new planets. So it's going to change up our situation here considerably, producing a lot more alloys and consumer goods now, because that's really what they focused on. They were producing stupid amounts of alloys and consumer goods, but not a lot of food or minerals, particularly no energy. So now we're broke because these planets don't produce energy. So yeah, they were focusing exclusively on these resources here, which is strange. They weren't getting the other stuff they need. And that's why I said it was terribly designed. It's fine to have planets focus on these, but you need to have the other stuff too. So I'm not entirely sure what they're doing. Why I didn't have other planets to do these three main resources, the main three that you need. You need those. And so now we have a energy production shortage. And so we're switching that up. Some of those planets, I might switch them up a little bit further as well. Because yeah, I'm not really liking the situation over there. We do have low stability, and we're going to have some stability issues. I'm trying to get control of that. There's no orcs over there. So you put those enforcer jobs, and they can't even do them anyways. So we're going to have to get control of the situation there. The jungles, we have 3 of those. I've seen that on one of those planets. So could get... I think we might just get the research. We got it for the other 2. So let's get this one, or we're getting it for the other 2. So yeah, let's get this one too. So that all our techs will be producing a little bit faster. What we could do here, as long as we keep this, I mean, currently have it, we can turn one of these shipyards, or not the shipyards, excuse me, turn the, probably going to keep it here, so we'll turn the crew quarters over to the deep space black site. That'll increase the stability on those planets, so that'll help. And these guys want to pledge their secret loyalty to us, which of course means we're going to have to fight to do that. What's interesting is their size, how large they are over here, and that they're already a vassal of somebody else. Okay, well, they're kind of far away. I imagine they got vassalized by them here. The Citizen League of Metric that we hear about all the time. So we have our armies over here. So let's go ahead and put them onto the planet. So yeah, we'll have them on land. Total garrison's 2257. Probably not strong enough. Okay, so we'll have to actually create more gene warriors. Now we didn't have to create these back home and then move them over here, but yeah, we did it that way. So you can build some more to get their strength up. I don't know how many you're gonna need to get this done here. We'll do 5 more, I guess. That should be enough, you'd think. You can also bomb them, like send your fleet over there. I also updated the ships. That was another thing. Took some time to do. Updated them with all the shields, so we can go and get these guys upgraded. Oh, and they have to come back to our space too. So let's go ahead and move them back home. Looks like they're gonna go all the way back to Orc Primal. That's fine. Yeah, that works. So yeah, they'll make their way over here. I suppose what we could do is have them stop off here to do some bombing there to kind of help out. Although, can you do orbital? You know what? We might not be able to do orbital bombardment. I don't know if that'll let you do it because it's your own planet. So So it might not be possible. We got the next event here in this situation, war crimes. So bloody battles rage on Dutari, where pro-unification and rebel forces continue to fear one another to pieces, or tear another to pieces. They're T's in Stellaris. They often look like F's or L's to me. Hard to tell that that's a T. In this struggle, no weapon or tactic is off limits, and atrocities have been committed on both sides. Understood. So now devastation. So lots of problems on the planet due to this civil war, and I guess that's why they got rid of their XCOM force. Aliens just aren't as important when you got these other issues at home. Now apparently we never finished. Oh, okay, I see. That's right. We're gonna go this way later. I was gonna say the hyper relay network didn't get finished, but that's right. We're going this way. It was the same amount of locations, regardless. And you want to go to both of those eventually, anyways. So our fleet's been upgraded. All right, excellent. And we do have alloys to do different things here, guys. Let me just see. We don't have the ability to upgrade this, right? Yeah, we still don't have the influence for it. So I'd like to get the additional building there. Sure, our planets need to do stuff as well. Let me just take a look, sweep through here. It looks like those are all right. It's just here and these new locations where you got problems, and those are going to continually be issues due to the fact that there's no orcs to work those enforcer jobs, and the few planets that have orcs of ours, which there aren't many, are doing the ruler jobs. But yeah, we should have gotten more stability here with this, so this will help a little bit, improve the situation slightly. I think that's the only place I kept a station though, so it's the only one we can do that in. Oh, our scientist died. Okay, we also got code breaking. Well, not one of these scientists though. Our Bessidon scientist threw me off. Not used to not seeing orcs in here. Let's go ahead and get something quick. We'll do the UV lasers even though we don't care about those, just to refresh this, because there's nothing really that we need here, guys. So yeah, we'll just get that. Again, we haven't had good options. We can go ahead and take a look. It is the enemy of my enemy, so that's going to increase ship upkeep. That's going to be a problem for us. We're losing energy at the moment, so gotta get that under control. But you know, we're building a lot over here, so that's going to help some of those different things that I got there. And these guys didn't land. I thought I did tell them to land. So let's get them on there. And that increases the strength up to the point I think we're probably good here. We'll let that one finish. And then we're going to do this. I guess we have to research it first, don't we? So let me see where we're at on the technology, since this will stop it. So only 5 months from getting this one, but we're not going to wait. Let's just go ahead and get the Sentinels started. And our general died. Okay, is that the general that was leading these troops? Well, we still have a general there. I guess we did have 2 generals total. I think this is the new one, though. So our more experienced general is now dead, unfortunately. Could replace, let me just see here. Bring in the army upkeep. We'll just keep it as is. Alright, so we're just waiting. Oh, this is it. So the Sentinels have woken. The engineering team was just preparing to disassemble the broken Sentinel when a gentle shiver passed through the statues and they sprung to life. Bodies humming and skin glowing. Radiation pulsating from their cores has made them malleable and transparent, revealing a digital grid of limbs. Before anyone could react, they had surrounded the archaeologists and suspended them within a force field. Now they wish to speak with us. So we can hear them out or silence them forever. That will remove the archaeological site. Okay, I guess we'll hear them out then. I think that just ends it. I think no matter what, they're going to attack us, but... The Sentinel with the broken wing turns to one of its peers and speaks. Please, Divana, set them down. I wish to be freed from this prison. I can no longer count the days we have served our masters, toiling on this earth while they enjoy the heavens below. I am alive but dead. They are dead but alive. Will you not let me go? Divana looks at her with disgust. Excelsia, by the gods, keep it together. Our loved ones rest below. Have you forgotten our sin? We made a promise to guard their afterlives eternally. That is our only redemption. She sizes us up. You are no threat to us, orcs. Leave us in peace and we will protect this planet eternally. So you say, what are you? Heaven, we accept your protection. Oh, so we will get a choice. That's interesting because, yeah, well, I guess that was misled by what I read on the wiki. Because I was under the impression that we were going to have to fight them and there was going to be no choice. Okay, so if we accept the protection, it removes the archaeological site and adds Sentinels to Bouncy Ice, which removes a district but increases unity. Well, let's ask some questions, I guess. What are you? We are guardians of the gates to heaven, keepers of our people's immortality. Ask about heaven. Heaven, yes, though I doubt your concept of heaven matches that of our masters. She raises one eyebrow and snickers. Our masters are of a refined taste. So, that's exactly how I'd probably talk to these orcs. So we could accept their protection to get that unity. That would be helpful. But then again, doesn't sound like what we would do, does it? Our orcs don't want their protection. We don't need nose protection from these winged sentinels. I think we need the land, right? So I'm just going to do it and see what happens. I don't like losing the modifier here, but you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if there's like other effects. Other things are going to happen. You know, we built this whole army up and landed them here and went through the hassle. Yeah, screw it. Let's just do it, guys. So they say we cannot let you disturb the ground where our loved ones lie. You know what? We could get to like, they said this is a tomb, so maybe we get to raid the tomb and get something out of this. But I don't think it'll beat the unity, honestly. Could have used the unity. But this makes more sense for our orcs, so they say let them rest in peace and you'll never have to worry about outside threats. So you will vacate this land instantly. You have no choice.
Our enemies hurl themselves.
Alright, so then you will die. The other sentinels brandish their weapons, but Excelsia only smiles, a peaceful look upon her face. Alright, so now we gotta battle them. So it's 2351, I wasn't sure. And that's those sentinels. They're each pretty powerful. I wonder if we would have ever gotten access to the sentinels as a unit we could have used. Probably not, because they're defending the planets. We'll take a look at that battle. We got the UV laser though, so we need to get something else selected here. This sounds more exciting than it is. The dark matter resonance chamber. This just increases your detection strength, so all about that whole detection, and yeah, just not all that useful, honestly. I mean, it's useful if you need to detect, you know, but we just don't need to. I don't think the AI uses it properly or something. We'll just get this one and try and refresh it again. We're not finding any good stuff here, guys. But yeah, let's see how this battle goes. I mean, we have the higher strength, so you'd expect that we'd win. Well, that can be misleading sometimes, particularly with the land battles. I'm just hoping we built enough. So suppress and destroy. The increasingly corrupt and ineffectual local leaders on Doltari have diminished popular support for the war. On both sides, military commanders have been forced into anti-insurgency campaigns to quell civilian unrest. So this will get us that new society insight technology. Also some society research, so that's why I went with this, is because I just felt like it would be more useful than investing a bunch. And that could be useful too, because I think it can result in you making them friendly. Yeah, we're just going to continue with the route we're going. We're just going to watch. It's entertainment. We're going to film it too and air it to all the orcs. Everybody will watch. So yeah, I don't think we're going to win this, guys. Probably have to come back. So that's unfortunate. I did bring the fleet over here, but I don't know if they can support it. Let's take a look. Probably not. Yeah, we'll see if they can help out at all. I want to say they can't, but they can bombard them once we lose the battle.
Breakthrough achieved.
Yeah, they can't support right now. They just have to finish defeating them. So there is that. But I'm pretty sure we're going to lose this here. We're also going to lose units regardless, so we should go ahead and start building up. Is there any other planets in this one? Yeah, that's right. We got all these other planets here. I don't know if we have orcs on them, though. So let's just take a look. Yeah, there's orcs. So we'll just build them here. So they won't be that far away. And get some more going that we can land. If worse comes to worse and we do end up losing. We're probably going to need a lot of these. It feels like we're losing a lot here. So we'll do 10 there. So yeah, that'll be 10 total. Also, we got a tech. That's the mining drone laser that we didn't really need. Still getting the same old techs here, man. Wow. Okay. Guess we'll get this one. Yeah, just really not, I know there's other options. We're just not getting them. Yeah, I feel like we're going to lose this battle. It's very close. Alright, so we got another criminal underworld. So we don't want another criminal underworld, so we can go ahead and combat that. All their planet names are kind of similar. They all start with G, or 3 of them do, so I'm not entirely sure which one this is. It's this one. So let's go ahead and have... we also could set up a sector over here. We should do that. This should be the sector capital. Probably. We should look where the location is. We'll do this decision real quick to launch the anti-crime campaign. Also, something I didn't do that I meant to do at the start of today's episode, that's not the right one, society management, is go ahead and spend our minor artifacts. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's do the reverse engineering. So got the 10% research speed. And then also probably a peaceful application. Though I wonder if this would apply immediately, like to our troops on the ground right now. Like if we got the combat drugs. Like, would that apply to the troops that are already currently fighting? I'm not entirely sure. We also got that research knocked out. Here we go. Alright, so now we're getting some good stuff. So, a lot of good choices at this point. You know, obviously, mine station output's always helpful and it's cheap. Kinetic artillery, that's an upgrade to that. However, I think the one we should get is the mega engineering. Yeah, we need that one. It's going to take forever. But you never know when this is going to pop up again, so I feel like we got to do it. Even though it's going to take 89 months to do so. So as far as which planet should be, I don't even know if they can all fit in one sector anyways, but if you were, it probably had to be this one here. That's right around the middle. But it makes most sense to do the capital, so I'm going to do that anyways, even if it doesn't get them all into one location. It did. Yeah, they are all in the same location, it looks like. Alright, so that worked out. So we just need a name for this. Like Toad Space or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, add that sector and get them a leader. This will give them some bonuses. Let's do the slave pop resource output. That makes sense. So put her in place. Alright, so continue watching this losing battle over here. I mean, it's really close. But yeah, I think we are going to lose this. Just barely. And apparently it's raining on one of our planets. That's not the planet. Oh, okay, that's right. I had forgotten that we had gotten a new pre-FTL. Yeah, I'd seen that, but I never pointed it out. So yeah, this is a new pre-FTL civilization, which they're in a much earlier age. They're in the late medieval age. Oh, they're a hive world. Yeah, this is a hive world. That's interesting. So like drones. Wow, okay, so we got like a hive species over here. You don't see that often. The hive FTLs, pre-FTLs. Okay. So this is our new location. We have this set up here above them, still doing the aggressive observation. And we got an event surrounding it. So an accident occurring while collecting live samples from planet Theravia. Due to a miscalculation, our drones were equipped with tractor beams of insufficient strength. Instead of acquiring the specimen, our drones only managed to lift them in the air and drop. Okay, so we've seen this one before. Yeah, we've seen this with the other one. Okay, so let's... We could do what we did last time where we sold it and watched it. We don't really need the consumer goods this time. We don't need to increase their awareness. We'll just fix the tractor beams in this particular instance. Orcs aren't going to find it entertaining anymore. They've already seen that. It's old news. So let's, yeah, they got new stuff to watch. We're over here watching the Civil War. That's what we're watching. So yeah, let's go back to Bouncy Eyes. And we did not go to the planet there. And just watch this. I think we're going to, it's going to be really close. We might get the win. Pull it out at the last minute here. And this is, we always got stuff going on here, man. I'm trying to watch a battle. Yeah, it's going to be so stupidly close here, guys. If we're able to win this. We could try and land the troops if they're created. Not yet. Yeah, they're still being built. Looks like our chiefess is leveled up. And they have closed those borders. Another pitched gang battle. The 3 more pops dying. And that's causing us some severe problems over there. Need to get that taken care of, apparently. Or not. Maybe we don't care. Yeah, it's just so close. I don't even know if we're going to win this. There's only one of their units left. Another leader died. I didn't see which leader that was, though. Let's click through it. So we might need to take a look. Maybe a governor. Could be a general or something. Just a leader. Okay, yeah, we're going to need to take a look at who that might have been. Let's get something selected here first. Let's go for... Naval capacity is looking alright. But so is food. So yeah, we'll just go for the naval capacity then. Alright, so we've got to figure out who the hell died. You know what? It was that leader. The science leader. I see. Okay, so we have somebody else here. So we'll just put him in place. But where are they at? They're at Grok Citadel. So let's have them assist research here. Fix that. And then we'll go back here and... Again, this is going to be super, super close. We could win, could lose. It's just only in the front line, you know, it's got the one Gene Warrior army remaining, but they still got to battle these ones too that have disengaged. They got to actually destroy those. Yeah, this is just so close, guys. Because I think they have to destroy them after this one retreats. Yeah, that's part of the combat power. We still have more than them. Yeah, still have those 2 planets with the instability issues. Yeah, it's just barely higher. I think we'll like win this with 1 unit remaining. We did get 1 unit over here. I can try landing them. See if they'll get here in time. Just to make sure we win. But yeah, there's not a lot of time left here. Come on, man. Get on there. There we go. And we got event power plays. So this is the 3rd of the 4 events with this situation. Given the failure of any one group to seize control of Datari, the planet has descended into chaos, local warlords vie for power, and increasingly radical social movements spring up overnight. As the planet continues through the greatest upheaval in its history, peace remains a distant dream. So getting lots of research and stuff, but yeah, the planet's being devastated. So I didn't expect this to take this long, but we finally got it done. It took almost all of our units. Good God. Let's go and embark those. Almost everybody died that I sent over here. That was costly. A lot of orcs died in this battle to defeat these Sentinels, but we did it. We have to rebuild our army now, so that's something we'll have to get done. We have defeated the last Sentinel. It collapsed after a well-aimed blast to its abdomen, body solidifying in rigor mortis as its power core dimmed. The statue closed a trembling fist around the nearest soldier and with its last energy pleaded for us to let them rest in peace. Then it froze, eyes empty, face cold. Below it, the soldiers discovered what appears to be a secret entrance, previously hidden by the Sentinels' force field. A thorough examination of the Sentinels has revealed that they are no simple automatons, but contain the digitized spirits of organic beings. Okay, so we can investigate the entrance, in which case it adds Sentinels to bouncy ice, which produces 2... I think those are living metal. Looks like we get it regardless. So basically the difference is with this one you're getting some influence, while with this one you're getting a special project into the earth. Of course we're going to go in there. But no matter what, instead of getting the unity, we got living metal. So I don't know if there's much uses for living metal. I want to say the only thing I know of is that you can increase the construction of megastructures considerably. But obviously we're not constructing megastructures, so it's not really going to help us right now, but it'll help us later in the game, I suppose. I don't know, it's not the most useful thing to have. Unity would be better in that case, but who knows what we'll get from this special project, though. But that's one I think we will have to send a scientist over to. I guess we'll send her since she's on Orc Prime. And she wants to finish this. She wants to finish the project. You know, she got injured dealing with these Sentinels, so she's going to finish it up. But you can see our fleet was not able to help. I didn't think they would be able to, consider the fact that, you know, it's our own planet. So yeah, many troops died, guys. And the video was extra long. I didn't mean to record this long here, because I got to go to the gym here in a minute. So we will have to end it here. We'll have to wait to find out how this ends with the Sentinels, and also we'll be finishing up the New World Order. And we're pretty close at this point, just 1 month, from getting the next tradition, which will allow us to finish this up. And so then we'll start, we'll also be able to get another perk. and then we'll start messing with all our species. So we're going to be making these adjustments to them. And we'll just kind of go down the line and do each of them. We'll start with the orcs and just go down and get them all adjusted based on their number of pops. And so that's what our research is going to be going towards for the society research anyway, for a long time. So yeah, we probably won't get this for some time because it's going to take us forever to make all those adjustments. But I think it's worth it to adjust all of our pops, make them how we want them to be. Also need to deal with the stability on these planets. Sure, there's a lot of stuff that has to be dealt with, honestly. So yeah, we'll go through all that as well. Well, I hope you guys did enjoy today's episode. If you did, make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment. Do hope to see you on the next one. And thanks for watching.